Hello everyone, welcome to Energy Work Studio. I'm Sherry. Today I'm going to give you a brief discussion about the emotion code and the work that I'm doing with it, but also I'm going to give you some information on myself to give you a little bit more rounded information of how I got involved in all of this and where I have come from to where I've evolved to today. So I've been in the metaphysical field 23 years. I've been a spiritual teacher, a practitioner, and now an author. I incorporate different healing modalities that best suit my clients' needs. I've participated at expos throughout New England, offered services at hospitals, given lectures, live webinars, and all to help educate people. I share an office in Plastow, New Hampshire, with Dr. Tony Libro at Libro Center for Wellbeing. The two of us partner our services to provide a total care facility. Some of the services are medical intuitive consultation, kinesiology, nutrition, and supplement care. The services I've offered through the years have helped me to grow and expand into who I am to date presently, with modalities such as Reiki, biofield tuning with tuning forks, the Melchizedek method using sacred geometries, and presently the emotion code, body code. It's similar to kinesiology with muscle testing using magnets. So in the past, I've produced a meditation CD with crystal singing bowls, a podcast, and at present I produce a monthly educational community TV segment with HC Media, and I've had that probably 3 or 4 years now. And my last endeavor, I must say, was very exciting. I wrote my first book, and it came out this year, published this year, entitled A Change in Perception. So this is the book. It was a 3-year compilation, very exciting, divinely guided by something greater than myself that connects us all. And it talks about opening the mind to possibilities beyond what's directly in front of us, to educate and inspire. That was the whole point of me writing the book, with the help of my spirit team. And let me make that really clear. They were strongly involved in this, writing this book. Very, very helpful, very instrumental. So some of the topics in the book include energies, yin and yang energy. And let's continue with food and keeping the body balanced between alkaline and acidic. So an FYI, cancer cannot live in an alkaline body. And the way to do that, a little tip, add a little bit of lemon juice, organic of course, to your water, your drinking water, bottled water or whatever. Helps to keep your body alkaline. The alkaline level, neutral level anyway, is 7.0. That's the neutral level that you want to at least try to maintain anyway. If you go below that, it's acidic. You don't want to have an acidic body. So also, let's continue. Communication with nature, such as trees. And trees are so vibrational. And if you're feeling low or having just a rough day or a rough week, go for a walk in the woods or a path that you walk at usually. Horseback riding. If you go horseback riding, definitely near trailblazing, near the trees. They love it, and it's hugely vibrationally lifting. Really does help. So, as we continue, the oceans, and I must say, lots of communication come to me regularly from the oceans when I go to the beach. I love the beach anyway. It's beautiful. It's very peaceful. It's very quieting. I get a lot of information while I'm there. Storms. And let me just make a note here. Not all storm communications that I've had in the last few years are in this book. They're not included, like the fires of Australia, because the book had already been published. So much communication came from the energies of those fires as I tuned in. Very interesting. And the transcript is out there. I posted it on LinkedIn and on Facebook. And still more. Dolphins, whales, meditation, the Pleiadians and astral travel, the new earth, 36 frequencies, images of orbs I've personally taken through the years, HEBs, and that's short for highly evolved beings. And from what I understand in communication, there's no physical form after the 7th or 8th dimension. It's just pure energy. So we're at the 3-dimensional vibration and we have physical form. The Pleiadians are in the 5th dimension and they have physical form. So it's interesting. Testimonials, and there's still more. So to learn more about my book, A Change in Perception, and read an excerpt, go to my website, energyworkstudio.com. Click on the book. A link will appear that allows you in to read an excerpt. And if you wish to order it, you can order it from there as well. Just sign in as a guest. I am clairaudient, so I hear my communication from my spirit team. And they communicate with me regularly. So many of the chapters in this book are questions and answers with my spirit team. Friends, family members that have crossed over. So there you have it. And I must say, while in the midst of writing this book, it was fascinating, profoundly fascinating. So my spirit team communicates with me regularly. And I want to be clear, any one of us can tune into our own divine team. Guides, angels, light beings, etc. We can all do this. And I believe each of us, with a healthy balance of energy work, exercise, meditation, eating clean organic food, helps raise our vibration to do that. Now, as we continue, I'd like to discuss and give a demonstration involving the emotion code system, giving you some insight into its inner workings and the fundamentals. So I'm going to do a little discussion about it and then give a demonstration. So the emotion code is a form of muscle testing using magnets to locate and remove trapped emotion energy stuck in the field or stuck in our system. It's tapping into the subconscious of a person or an animal. And it's been said we use about 1/10 of our mind, and actually we use less than that. And it's important to note we always need permission before we can connect to someone's subconscious. Always, always. Once a practitioner connects, our ego automatically steps aside. The subconscious mind is the bulk of our intelligence, connected to universal intelligence, and it's massive. So let me just show you an image, just to kind of give you a representation of what that is, or what it looks, or what it, how massive it is. So an iceberg, to give you an example, the top half of the iceberg that shows above the ocean line, that's representative of our conscious mind. The bottom that's immersed, that we don't see, that's very deep and huge, that is the subconscious. That is the difference between the conscious mind and the subconscious. Absolutely huge, massive, and that is what we tap into. So normally emotions are felt and then processed. Sometimes emotional energy, though, becomes trapped and needs help to be released, simply because we couldn't process the emotion. This usually happens when the body is vulnerable or the emotion we experienced was very intense. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples, like divorce. That's always very traumatic and challenging. Death of a family member, death of a friend, a colleague, a pet even. They're part of the family. But there's something else. Also, it can go the other way. Joyful, something very joyful, but overwhelming. It overwhelms us. So I'll give you another example, like a great job, a new promotion, a wonderful new job, a new beginning. You're moving, there's big money involved in it, but you're leaving loved ones and family members behind with this new position that you're getting, this new beginning. So I just want to show you both sides of that coin, even something that's really joyful, but it can be overwhelming to us. So trapped emotion is a small ball of energy about the size of a baseball, up to the size of a cantaloupe. And the reason being, the energy of these emotions can be duplicated and lodged in one location, hence like a ball. Now let me explain something. Everything is energy. Thoughts, words, human body, the organs, furniture, buildings, trucks, cars, automobiles, trains. I think you get the idea. This also includes emotions. Emotions that are challenging, are not processed and sit in the system stuck. Sometimes we need to remember the word attract. Trapped energy in the system is like a beacon, and it sends out a vibration to the universe. So consequently, we keep attracting that same dense vibration, that energy. We keep attracting that. It could be people, it could be things, it could be happenings. We keep attracting that vibration on that sequence. So we're adding more layers to the already existing trapped emotions in our bodies. So these trapped emotions are usually under the skin surface, hidden until we go through the process of identifying the trapped emotion with the flowchart and which organ was disrupted. It then comes to the surface of consciousness. That's how we find it. Now you can run a magnet over your body all day long. You could have, an issue in your elbow. You could have a headache. You could have an issue somewhere, a pain. And just running the magnets over those areas isn't going to do a thing. You have to use the flowchart because it's tapping into the subconscious that's directing us to a specific location in your body that's triggering the pain in the elbow, that's triggering the headache. So without that, just running the magnets over your body isn't going to really do anything. It's just going to waste your time, so to speak. Okay, so as we continue, trapped emotions can occur at any age, generally beginning in our youth, and remain stuck until we release them. So 90% of people's physical or emotional pain is due to the emotional baggage in the system, causing emotional pain. So let me give you an example. Depression, anxiety, panic attacks, insomnia, PTSD. Okay, so let me give you some physical pain examples. Hips, low back pain, knees, neck pain, stomach, arthritis, fibromyalgia. The list goes on. It's endless. So the flow chart we use has 60 low vibration emotions on it that become trapped in the system. They disrupt the organs, the glands, the tissues, vibration, and cause problems for the body because the organs can't work efficiently. There's too much distraction going on, so the organs of vibration drops. It's not working at full capacity. So the emotion code is just a tool to cut loose the baggage. Then we're able to attract, is that word again, the things we really want without guilt. All right, so let me just show you that flow chart. So this is the flow chart we use when we're tapped into a person's subconscious, and it's going to send us to either column A or column B, and then there are 6 rows of organs, and in each of these cell clusters there's 2 organs per. Okay, each of these cell clusters where the emotions are, there's 5 trapped emotions. That is where your subconscious will send us when it's searching. So that's where we'll go. Okay, so let me explain how the trapped emotion is released. With a magnet, we roll 3 times over the governing meridian. This is Chinese medicine, and this is the only meridian that we use in the body, at least for this work anyway. We go up, over the crown, and down the back. So we use a magnet. Here's a magnet. I use the Nike magnets, but not always. I also use magnets right off my refrigerator. They all are effective and they all work. So what I do is up over the crown and down the back. 3 or 4 rolls with intention to release whatever your subconscious found. It's the largest reservoir of energy in the system, and it connects to all the meridians. So once we find what we're looking for and we set the intention, it's like a Pac-Man. It goes through your body. The intention we set goes through your body, looking, searching for that trapped emotion, and releases it. And this is the meridians. They travel through all your body completely and through all the organs. And this is the governing meridian line. It's the largest reservoir, like I said. So it starts here, right around the base of the nose, goes up over the crown, and then this is the back side of a human being, so it comes down the back to the base of the spine. So now if I were doing a lecture somewhere, and I were just standing there with someone as I was working on them, I would run the magnet down their back, just right down the spine. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I'm doing a Zoom remote session on someone, or an office session, I would use the 3. Just go up and down as far as I can with my hand down the neck. So as long as the magnet is in the field of energy, you don't have to touch the body with it. It's in the field of energy. You're releasing it with 3 or 4 rolls of the magnet. So each emotion we experience is pure energy and has its own specific vibration, like every other kind of vibration and every other kind of energy. Emotions have their own specific vibration. And that's what I teach people. Energy and vibration. Emotions have vibrations as well. So when one is trapped in the system, it's disrupting the vibration of an organ, and that's the disruption. The flow of energy is shifting now. Hence, the organs and the surrounding tissue become weak. If not removed, the system starts to break down, weakening the organs and creating disease. That's how it begins. They're not working at optimum. They're not working at or functioning at the vibration they were intended to work at. So trapped emotions are the most common underlying cause of imbalance in the body. And after a session, there's an adjustment period that one generally goes through, anywhere from 2 to 3 or 4 days. That's an average. And one may experience some emotional ups and downs. They may experience some crying. These are just ifs. They may experience sleeplessness. They may experience vivid dreams. They may feel light as a feather and very calm, very mellow. Others just feel really tired. So it just depends on the person and what they're going through at that moment in time, or how much has been trapped in their system. So everyone's different. So it doesn't last, though. It's only, like I said, 2 or 3 days-ish. It's the body's way of adjusting as it releases the trapped emotion that was taking up space in the body. So let me just show you what the body goes through when that's taking place. So this is the body representation anyway, and the chakra centers. These are the largest energy centers in your body, and they are traveling through the meridian lines. That's the chi again. So what we're doing, as you can see with the little holes I've penciled in here, this is trapped emotion that we released from your system. It just leaves a space, a vacant space in the system. And that is why your body needs the time to adjust to that being void now. That heavy, dense energy is gone. So your body is actually doing this, pulling itself together, filling in the holes, so to speak, with your beautiful energy. And now you're whole again with a higher frequency, where it was intended to be. So very interesting. So now keep an open mind, just for a moment anyway, and think about the body like your home that has electricity running through it. If it becomes overloaded, a fuse will blow out or a circuit breaker. Well, it's the same premise pretty much for the human being. We are electric beings, and we run on energy circuits. Again, that's where the Meridian lines come in. So let me just show you one more thing with that. You know, wherever you have a problem in the system, wherever there's an issue, let's just say you have an issue here in the shoulder. You know, you may have pain down here in your right hip. Your left shoulder is where there's trapped energy, but you're having pain in your right hip simply because the right hip is on the exact same circuit, and there's a weakness in the right hip. So because this is where the break is, or the fuse blown, it's hurting the right hip because the right hip already is weakened from something else you've experienced. So that's how it works. So I thought you'd find that interesting. Circuits. So this modality is very effective, very efficient, working on emotional distress and physical pain. So there you have it. Lots of information, the fundamentals and the basics of the emotion code, body code workings and the process. So let me just show you now how I actually use the chart with the magnets. Now I tell everyone that I'm about to work on to gauge the pain level that they're in for me, whether it's physical or emotional. Put a gauge on it, put a scale on it. So the scale is 1 to 10, 10 being the worst. What is the pain level in that scale? And we ask this specifically so we have something as a reference when the session is complete, because it's going to drop. And that gives us something to reference now. Now if you're familiar with kinesiology, we also use the arm. Like I said, if I'm doing a lecture somewhere and I'm at the podium and there's a person with me, I will run the magnet down their back, down the spine, all the way down, 3 or 4 times. If I'm doing an inherited release, that's different. It's 10 rolls. That's another subject altogether. But we can have inherited trapped emotion that's not even our own, that we inherited from one parent, that they inherited from one parent. So it's cyclical. We go backwards in time through the genealogy. I worked on someone and went back 700 years. And all of those people that carried that trapped emotion, that thread through all those generations to present day, all were released at the same moment. I released it from that person. That's how this works. It's amazing. So, as we continue, the practitioner will ask a question of the client after they're connected to their subconscious, and we get a yes answer. Like in the arm stays strong. So we actually use, for myself anyway, there's several different hand positions we can use. I use 2 along with the arm. And one of the positions is called the log roll. So it's most representative of kinesiology and the arm. So the finger will stay solid if it's a yes answer that we receive, and we'll just drop if it's a no. Yes or no. And then I also use the rings, okay, just to give my fingers and hands a break, a rest. So if it's a yes, they stay very strong and tight. If it's a no, they just break right through because it's too weak to hold it. So that's a no, that's a yes. Okay, so I use 2 different hand positions as well as the arm. So those are the positions. So let me do a demonstration for you and see how this works. So this is how I actually tune into everyone I work on, including an animal. It's the same process. I first start by lovingly asking universal intelligence, divine source, council, God, whatever you relate to. Again, I usually go with, because it's a group and they've explained it to me during my meditations, that God is not an old man with a white beard sitting on a throne. It is a group of pure energy beings. It's a group, and it's called Divine Source Council. So that's how they've related to me. So when they come through to speak to me, it's always, this is Divine Source Council, we would like to speak with you. So that's how I relate it to your Supreme Being. So you relate it to whatever works for you. So I first start by lovingly asking Universal Intelligence, God, Divine Source Council, to come through and help guide with guidance on this person that I'm about to work on, or this animal. To come through with guidance to help me along as I use the emotion code. And then I ask permission to tap in or connect to the person's subconscious. And I keep asking till I get a yes. Then I'm ready to go. So I'm asking lovingly to connect to so-and-so's subconscious. Connecting, connecting, connected. Once it's a yes, you're all set. You have baseline. You can go with it. Now your ego steps aside, and God is there willing. Divine Source Council is helping you work through to find what's going on with this person. So let's see how we use the chart. I'm going to set up a scenario for you and pretend I'm working on a male. His name is Joe Smith. He has anxiety. He's going through a messy divorce, let's say, and his emotional distress level is a 9. So he's already gauged it. He's at a 9. So with permission, I'm going to tune into his subconscious, work on him, and then disconnect from him at the end when I'm done, when it's completed. And I'm going to ask him if he feels a little bit lighter, and what is his pain level at that point. So let's do this. So what I would do at this point is, again, lovingly ask Divine Source Council to come through and help me work with this gentleman. And I'm asking his subconscious to allow me to connect, to do so. Lovingly connecting, connected. So I have baseline. I'm now connected to Joe Smith. So I'm going to ask, where can we go to help Joe, to give him some relief from the pain he's suffering from emotionally? And I'd like to know, is it in column A or is it in column B? It's in column B. Okay, so we're going to do that again. And we're going to write that down on a form. Column B. That's the transcript that I have for everybody. So then I'm going to also ask, where are we going? What row is it in? Is it an even row? I'm going to get a yes. Is it in row 2? I got to know. Is it in 4? Yes. Okay, so we'll write that down. Row 4. And that would be liver, gallbladder. Okay, so remember at the beginning I said there were 6 rows of organs. Okay, 6 rows. And there's 2 organs per row. And it's even row 2, 4, 6. Odd row 1, 3, or 5. So in this case, we went with an even row. That would be 4. And then we were in column B, right here. So these 5 right here, trapped emotions, I'm going to ask about for Joe and find which one it is and release it. And then find out which of the 2 organs have been disrupted. So let's do that. So B4, let's ask. Trapped emotion we're looking for in B4. Is it taken for granted? No. Is it panic? No. Is it indecisiveness? No. Is it frustration? Yes. So I'm going to write that down. Frustration is trapped in his field, causing him some grief. So I'm going to ask, do we need more information on this? No. Generally we're going to get a no, but I always ask, because sometimes there's going to be a yes, and it's because your subconscious wants you or feels you need to have that information. So we always ask. And then I ask, can we release it at this time? Yes. Okay, so we're going to take the magnet, and lovingly I am going to release frustration from Joe Smith. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there you have it. 3 or 4 rolls of the magnet is what I use. And then I'm going to go in and ask, have we successfully released the trapped emotion of frustration from Jill Smith? I'm going to get a yes. And then I'm going to ask, which of the 2 organs was disrupted? Was it the liver? No. Was it gallbladder? Yes. Okay, so there you go. The transcript has been started. And it's the same process throughout till I finish. Okay? So I'm going to give you one more scenario. Let's just say I'm working on a woman and I need a drink of water. And I always make sure that my clients have water while I'm working on them, and myself. Because if I'm a little bit dehydrated, or if they're dehydrated, we're not going to get a good read. We're going to get crazy answers. So we have to make sure that we're hydrated when we're working. Very important. So the next person I'm going to work on, the next example, is Jane Doe. She's had physical pain in her left hip for years. She's been to doctors, she's been to chiropractors, and the pain never leaves her. The pain level is now at 8. She's desperate, and she decides she wants to try alternative method. So, again, I'm tuning into her subconscious, asking permission to do that, asking divine source, counsel, or God to come through and help lovingly, and lovingly ask permission to tap into Jane Doe's subconscious. So keep asking, connected. So I am now connected to her subconscious, and I'm going to work on her. So she has a lot of pain in her, physical pain in her left hip. Where can we go using the emotion code chart to give her some relief and release some of the trapped emotion that's in her body? Is it in column B? No, it's in column A. Okay, so we're going to write that down. Column A. Okay, so we're going to go to the next one. Is it in an odd row? Is it an even row? Yes. Is it in row 2? Yes. Okay, so row 2, and that is the spleen and stomach. Those are the 2 organs. So let's go to that chart. So there's A2. So this is where your subconscious sent us again. A2. All right, just so you can see that. A2. So we're going to ask in this cell cluster, any of these trapped emotions, are they trapped, causing her this pain? So let's begin. A2. So, is it anxiety? No. Is it despair? No. Is it disgust? No. Is it nervousness? Yes. So we're going to write down nervousness on her chart and ask again, do we need more information on this? No. Can we release it? Yes. Lovingly, I'm asking to release nervousness, the trapped emotion, nervousness, from Jane Doe. Lovingly. 2, 3, 4. And I'll ask, have we successfully released it? Yes. Which of the 2 organs was disrupted? Is it spleen? No. Is it stomach? Yes. So there you have it. Again, that is how we continue the process throughout the whole session till we've completed. And then when we're done, we disconnect. So let me just go over that and just give you the last of the scenario, how we actually disconnect. And it's the same process as connecting, only reversed. So when I disconnect, I simply reverse the process by lovingly thanking Divine Source Counsel, Universal Intelligence, God, for helping me help this person, and thanking the subconscious for allowing me to connect to help. We're just a vessel. That's all we are, is a vessel, light workers in this work, to bring in the energies, knowledge of where to use and how to use this modality. So we're just a vessel to help. It's great work. So once we disconnect, we ask the same question. I'm disconnecting lovingly now from Jane Doe's subconscious. Disconnecting, disconnecting, disconnected. Done. And that's important. We need to disconnect from everyone we work on, including an animal, just as much as we need to connect, because you don't want to stay connected to them once the session is complete. So it's pretty simple, and that's it. That's the whole thing. That's actually what you can expect now during a session, whether it's in my office or a private session using Zoom from your home. It's pretty simple and quick. It just takes a little bit of time to explain all this. So if you want to make an appointment with me, again, go to my website, energyworkstudio.com, 1S between work and studio. Click Acuity Scheduling. All my services will be visible. Click Emotion Code, and there's single sessions available to pick from, or a 5-visit package. Select the date and time that's convenient for you and just purchase. That's it. So I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you were inspired by this. If you're looking for more information, or if you feel like you want to reach out and have questions, you can reach me at energy4522@gmail.com or my office phone. Leave a message, 978-512-3333. I look forward to working with you. So till next time, stay tuned, stay connected.